Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Sam from Rumoured Trading here, and today we're looking at Mvis, Microvision, and we're going to be looking into the company, and we're also going to be doing a massive stock analysis because this is a company that I've never actually covered before. So we're going to be doing a full stock analysis and a stock overview, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts about this company. And I know this is a company that a lot of you may be invested in because Mvis right now, it is a growing company and it is popping right now. So we're going to have a discussion about their financial reports, we're going to look at the shareholder statistics, I'll give you a company overview, and I'll also do a graphical analysis as well, and followed by a price prediction. Now, all I ask for you is to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to keep up with this content. And, we're on this grind at the moment, and, I can't thank you enough for giving us this voice on this platform. It's absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough. With that being said, let's go on with the video. I also do want to put a disclaimer out there that I'm currently a little bit ill, so if I do sound ill or different to normal, that is why. I've got a blocked up nose and stuff, but the videos go on, the show goes on. But with that being said, I just want to put a disclaimer that I'm in no way, shape or form a financial advisor, and please take anything I say with a pinch of salt. I'm simply a university student studying business and management, and that is all. Stocks are battlefields. Be sure to do your own research, your own due diligence before entering into the battlefield. I can only scout the battlefield for you, however, I cannot fight the battle for you. With that being said, let's move on. So, what is Microvision, you might be asking? So, Microvision Incorporated develops scanning technology to create a high-resolution miniature projection and three-dimensional sensing and image capture solutions under the Pico-P brand name in the United States. Its Pico-P scanning technology is based on micro electrical mechanical systems, laser diodes, optomechanics, and electronics. The company's products are used in interactive and non-interactive projective displays, 3D perceptive light detection and ranging LiDAR, sensing for consumer electronics, augmented and mixed reality, and 3D perspective LiDAR, sensing for automotive active collision avoidance systems. It sells its products primarily to original equipment manufacturers and original design manufacturers. Microvision Incorporated was founded in 1993 and is headquartered in Redmond, Washington. Now, you may be wondering, so what does that mean? What is Microvision? So Microvision basically makes electronical equipment. They make scanning devices, basically a load of technological systems they make, and they're basically just for the consumer, really. Technology right now is a great sector to invest in, especially with COVID, right? Because we have to keep advancing in technology to be able to cater for our day-to-day needs. Now, I think that the world is actually going to change quite significantly even after COVID's gone, because we have now seen the impact that just one pandemic has caused, So I think the technology companies right now are quite a secure investment because they're only going to keep improving. But the one thing I would say about technology companies is they have to stay ahead of the trend in order to be this big company in the future. Now, what I would say about Microvision right now is that it is in a strong position. It's currently trading at $17.35. So they were founded in 1993. So I think that Microvision could be a good investment because they have had talks with merging with companies such as Apple and things like that. However, we will get more in depth with that in the future. I also want to make this clear as well that they currently have quite a high market volume as well. So if I go over to their summary. Okay, so their current float cap on the market is currently $2.6 billion, which is quite high actually for a company that's trading at $17.35. However, you may have to think, you may have to take into account, right, that this could also be due to them sort of just seeing a massive increase very recently. Now, with their recent merger news, this company is prone to potentially go up in the future, and it could be quite a secure investment. And their current market cap at the moment is $2.73 billion. And this is information that I've got off Moomoo. So when looking into a company, it's very important to know where their revenue streams are currently coming from. So 55.6% of Mvis's revenue sources comes from license and royalty payments. 43.49% comes from product revenue, and 0.81% is from contract revenue. Now, you may be wondering why this is important. It's always important to know where the revenue in a company is coming from, because you could then make your own decisions of where you think this company is going to go based on their revenue. Because, if you don't think license of royalty payments is a good scheme, then this company's not for you. However, if you think that it is good and is making money, then this company might be for you. So it's always important to take into account where their revenue, where their income is currently coming from. And if you look at the company's region, they are currently getting all of their revenue, all of their income from the United States, which is always a very good market to be involved in. So moving on to the shareholder statistics within Mvis, we currently own 84.32% within Mvis. 11.01% is owned by traditional investment. 1.98% is owned by bank/investment banks. 0.95% comes from hedge funders. 0.87% comes from government pension. 0.62% comes from insiders within the company. So that's like people who work within the company that are currently holding positions. 0.27% comes from family offices. So that would just be like, I don't know, family offices is pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, those are pretty much the main shareholder statistics within Mvis. And we'll now move on to the financial analysis. So when analysing all this financial data, the best place to look at is that annual earnings, because you can see how, where their money's coming from and how they're doing over a long period. Now, in 2017, Mvis was traded, they had an end cash position of 16.97 million, which is very, very strong actually. And they then lost money in 2018 and their end cash position was 14.2 million. Then their 2019, it went all the way down to 6.27 million. So they really struggled in 2019. However, in 2020, due to COVID, they managed to bounce back and their end cash position right now is at 17.3 million. So, which probably is why they're currently trading at $17.35. So, what does that mean? That means that right now, Mvis is in quite a strong cash position. I'm not going to say a completely strong cash position, but they have shown signs of growth, which is a very good sign within a company, as you all know. And looking at their assets to liabilities ratio, we'll go to financial. So, their current assets to liability. So, they currently have a 57.11%, which is actually quite good in 2020. So, in 2019, they had to take out more, they had more liabilities than what they did assets, which, as you know, I do not like in a company. Me personally, I always like the company having a lot more assets than they do liabilities, because it shows that they have that liquidity if they need to pay off debt, because you don't want your shares to be diluted in the future. So right now, I think that Mvis is actually in quite a strong position financially. They have actually managed to get rid of some of their liabilities as well, and they've increased their assets this year. So as a company, they've got in a lot stronger position, put it that way. And that will also increase their current ratio. However, what I would say, something that did concern me a bit, is in their most recent report, their earnings per share didn't go up. Now, I'm not too concerned. However, it does raise a little bit of concern, because they're saying for 2021 Q1 that it's projected that it's going to be 0.025. So they're going to devalue the shares. So that is quite concerning. However, I'm not going to look into it too deeply, because this is just what Moomoo is actually projecting. So, personally, right now, Mvis is in a strong financial position. It could be a good long-term investment, depending on whether they can stay ahead of the trend. And this is also post-COVID as well. Now, I think this right here is very, very relevant data, because as you all know, short interest can influence a price and the hype around a stock, as we have seen with AMC, as we've seen with GME. If there's a high short interest, it could create more volume within the stock, and it could essentially inflate the price. Now, Mvis right now has a pretty high short volume ratio at 25%, which anything over 20% is considered very high. Now, at the moment, the shorters, as you will, have short shares available of 100,000 shares, which isn't actually that much. And a short borrow fee rate is currently 3.23, which is actually is higher than reported of AMC. Now, I'm not sure whether I believe AMC statistics. However, this short borrow fee rate is quite high, 3.23%. They have to pay 3.23% more on every single share they short. So, that is a very fundamental factor that you have to consider. And also you have to take into account as well that their short volume ratio has pretty much stayed above 20% like over the past 2 weeks, which is a very, very strong sign of the company. And honestly, Mvis right now, I'm not sure if it would be susceptible to a squeeze. However, you have to take into account, right, the Volkswagen squeeze, that happened. The short volume ratio for that was at 8%, but the problem was they had a lot of shares within the company that like people couldn't actually they had too many shares going, so they had to buy back. Now, could we see that with Mvis? Potentially. At 25%, it could be susceptible to a squeeze. And we did actually see a big price increase. So let me go back to Moomoo real quick. So I want to quickly show you this graph that they did go up to $23. Now, we saw this massive run up, and then we just saw this massive spike in the pre-market, and then it just sort of ran with it. Could this have been a squeeze? Now, I don't think this is a full short squeeze, because there is still reported of quite a high short interest volume, right? And this wouldn't make sense. However, I can see that being a buyback of shares potentially, but a small buyback, not like a big buyback, but a small buyback. Now, well, we may as well do the graphical analysis whilst we're on the topic. So, what I can see short term, right, is we see this double top graph formed here. And if you zoom out a bit, you can sort of see a W forming. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, George W. Bush graphs potentially could make this stock rise up. Now, normally what happens with a double top is it will go down. However, what's happened here is it's managed to stabilize its shares. It's managed to stabilize the stock price, and we've seen this run up again. Now, what do I think may happen? I think with this George W, short term, this could potentially put this stock up to around the $20 mark. Now, whether I'm correct or whether I'm incorrect, this is just all my opinion, and I would always advise you all to do your own due diligence before actually entering into this stock. However, my price prediction short term for this is around the $20 mark, and that is based on the graphical analysis. However, if we're talking about this year, what I can see it reaching, I could potentially see this stock reaching around $25, and that is just like an average trading price, like a level trading price. Because Mvis is being used a lot. There are a lot of companies that are currently using Mvis. So personally, that is my price prediction, and you all can take it as you will. And this is just my stock analysis of Mvis, and I'm entitled to this. And also as well, I wanted to do a quick touch upon as well that the volume within this stock right now is actually very high. A lot of people are trading around with Mvis. Like, we see these massive spikes. Like, a lot of people are actually trading within Mvis. There's a lot of volume within the stock, so that obviously volume influences the price. It makes it volatile. However, because it's volatile, I can see Mvis going up and I can see it going down at quite sort of like in a rapid succession. So, volatility equals money. So we do not mind a bit of volatility within a stock. With that being said, I hope you've all enjoyed my stock analysis of Mvis. If you have, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for you. I'm sorry if this video hasn't come out as good as the other ones have, but right, so I'll level with you all. So I literally right now can't hear out my left ear. So if my voice sounds weird, that is why. I've got a really blocked up left ear, and I'm also ill as well. I've got a runny nose and stuff, so I do apologize, but I will try and get better soon. But anyway, thank you for watching. This has been Sam from Our Train. See you in the next video on the channel. Take care, everyone.